Hey, what's up guys, Sharp Tony here, and there are a lot of freaking different professions in this game, and it's pretty freaking difficult, especially if you're starting off, to decide which one you want to start off with, and especially if you're new, you need to pick something that's easy and something that's going to get you where the frick you want to go. So, I'm going to break down for you what I think are probably the 3 best professions to start off with, and this is in terms of money, solo ability, friggin' damage, and just all around like ease of execution, if you want to use that, which I think is a nano in this game. Yeah, probably. I think so. I think it's a metaphysicist nano. That's beside the point. First one we're going to take a look at is this freaking adventurer profession here. Adventurer is probably one of the most popular and one of the most common professions in the game. Everybody seems to really like them. They get access to a whole freaking plethora of heals. They get awesome evades, and they have the choice between one-hand edged weapons or pistols, so they have a pretty wide variety. So if you have a certain preference, you could choose. And they could turn themselves into freaking animals. Like, here's one, this little elite birdie. Let's go birdie. Why can't I cast a birdie? But, birdie. And finally, we could be a doggy if we want to be a doggy. And there's also, what is the, I'll just have to do this one. And we could be this thing. And there's also a pit lizard. There's a freaking tree if you want to be a tree, but that's only at high levels. And another good thing is they get amazing perks. They get acrobat and they get bio shielding, which if you know anything about this game, bio shielding, it gives you an absorb shield once you hit level 40, and acrobat gives you 2 perks, one that gives 200 evades, one that gives 800 evades. So all around, these guys are pretty good. In terms of like raid damage, they can get pretty high, but they're not going to be at the top, but it's still worth checking out. I like the adventurer the least out of every single profession that I'm going to mention, just because they're so freaking like linear to me. But in terms of just getting into the game and being able to live through whatever, you'll have the evades and heals and absorbs to do whatever you want to do. However, the biggest downside to an adventurer is when you want to PvP it, like, maybe 150 is not so expensive, but if you do go to 220 and you want to PvP, it's going to be so friggin' expensive. You're going to be spending billions. One piece of armor is going to cost you near $1 billion. But you will pretty much kill everybody and everything, and it will be an embarrassment to anyone that tries to stand in your way. But, oh yeah, and they get access to artillery support and infantry symbionts, so a whole bunch of stuff going on there. And their heals are second to best, only bested by the freaking doctors. So if you want to give this a try, go ahead, but bear in mind, it's going to be expensive down the line. Very, very expensive. My second choice for you is actually going to be the keeper. They're super, like, I don't even know how to explain this. A good keeper is one of the hardest things to kill in this game. They get awesome auras that add to their defense and stuff. They get heal perks. They still get bio cocoon too. Check this out. They get a line of healing that, honestly, at low levels, this will keep you alive like freaking crazy. Nothing will kill you. So as soon as you start out, you're pretty much going to be invincible. You'll be able to kill whatever you want, except for things that you can't kill. Then you can't kill those. I'm so funny. You get debuff perks too, and you get, I don't know, it's just an amazing move or perk pool that you get. Move pool. Sometimes I mix up Pokemon things with this, but whatever. And you get Reaver, and obviously everybody gets these, so that's whatever. That's neither here nor over there. And yeah, I'm only AI 19. Get over it. The weapons look pretty awesome. Most of the weapons you could buy from Shadowlands freaking vendors and stuff, or you could farm them, camp them. One of the best weapons for a long time comes from, what is it called? That is the Penumbra Zan Civilization quest, which is freaking awesome. The weapon looks freaking amazing. So that's always worth looking at. And I don't know, I just really like the way all keeper weapons look. And in terms of living, they live it out, man. They live it up. They probably have the best looking tier armor too. And they also get access to support symbionts, which are pretty good. Not for a keeper too much. Infantry is a lot better. But their OFAB armor, which is generally really cheap, you can just farm that, is awesome. It almost all the parts are good, literally. I think the gloves might suck, but everything else is pretty good. And you can build a lot of damage on these guys. They're not really built for massive damage, But in a crit setup, you could do pretty good. And in PvP, they're all right. They're not great. Like 150 and 200, they're amazing. But at 220, they're not so great. They can get massive AR, and they can take a while to kill, but damage is always an issue in PvP for them. In PvM, not so much. You could really, really do some serious damage to everyone else. The only downside is, if you do want to be good at PvP, it's going to be expensive. It's going to be a lot cheaper than an adventurer. And honestly, I have a lot more fun because I can go around and kill and not have to worry about dying most of the time because I can just keep myself alive. And we get awesome auras. Let me show you an example of a couple of them. This is not the updated one, but in case you're wondering, that's right here. See? So I don't know, is it the other one? I have both. No, it's this one. It's Alpha Box. I don't know. Don't ask me. I can't cast them yet. See at this? You can raise your AR and defensive rating respectively by 90 to 180 points. You get heal auras. It's just amazing. You can get a crap ton of HP. You get damage auras. It's just a lot of fun. You get reflect auras. I don't know. I'd say over adventure, I'd probably pick Keeper because it's so much different. And the tie-in with the Shadowlands storyline, amazing. And if for any reason this is a freaking surprise to you, I guess you have not watched any of my videos. Number one choice, even though I didn't really want to put this in any order, number one choice is going to be the martial artist. You get amazing evades, you get amazing damage, you get amazing heals. I've done a freaking guide on martial artists. Go check out my other videos. They're freaking amazing in PvP. Like, this is the profession to make if you want to start out. I love them. I didn't think I'd have this much fun with something, and I have a lot of fun with keepers too, but martial artists, oh my gosh, man. Like, that is the freaking best bit of advice. I said pit of advice. The best bit of advice I could convey to you is, if you're just trying to figure out what you could take to 220, what you could farm with, how you're going to make your money, how you're really going to get started into this game, and how you're going to do what you got to do, go martial artist. Like, please, do yourself and everyone else in this freaking world a favor. I don't really think I need to go into too much depth, but I'm going to go into a little depth about some other professions. To start out, you might not want to get a pet class because they're going to be super expensive because you got to keep buying new pets. Because in this game, they don't like give them to you. You kind of have to, you literally buy them as any other nano crystal in this game. Or I guess you can get lucky and loot some of them in missions or something. But generally, it's going to be buying them, so it's going to be pretty expensive. And almost every pet class for PvP is so freaking expensive. Another profession that could have made this list is soldier. It does a crap ton of damage, but the other thing is it can die pretty quickly if it doesn't have its total mirror shield up. It gets a ton of HP, and it gets a bunch of HP buffs and kind of gets a heal. But Enforcer is not too good to start, neither is a Doctor, because you don't want to be relied too heavily upon to do stuff. And Nanotechnician, not so much either, because of the way leveling works in this game right now. Some of the ways people level will kind of take the thought out of the game for you, and you won't really understand what's going on. So I'd steer away from that, especially at high levels too. It's kind of difficult to figure out all that. And I don't know, it's always good to start with a support profession. If you want something that's going to be amazing, martial artists can hit top DD in raids. Like, it really can. I'm not just saying that. You could be critting for over 10,000 damage per hit. So get at that, bro. And PvP is great, but the other thing is it does get a little expensive. And like, I have to have all alphas. I have to have combined commandos in 5 spots, and IGOC, Noticom. Like, this is an expensive setup, but trust me, it's well worth it. You will be able to pretty much solo everything until you get to your desired level, and then you will just wreck PvP and everybody will love you. So if you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll answer the best I can and let you know whatever the frick you want to know. But if you know me, check out all my other videos, because you know they're all so much better than this one. Because I didn't say fork in this video. Well, now I said fork. Yeah, but if you go fork yourself, you can get forked with a fork. Oh, look, this thing looks like a forklift. Take a look. If that lifted up, it would be like a forklift. I'm gonna jump on it. No? Okay, fine. Screw yourself then.